For three of you guys.
Nobody else is on?
No, it's just, go ahead and whack your hammer.
Call to the meeting order. Where are we at? 6:01, January 14th, 2021. I'm going to have Stacy Rhodes call the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So do we need a quorum for updates? Probably not. Well, we have,
You have a quorum. You got it.
but in the future, we only need do we always need 3 to have a meeting?
Yes,
Okay.
three's a quorum.
So we got 3. We'll do roll call.
All right.
Janice, you want to do roll call?
Yes. Lisa McCary. Here. Don McCary.
Present.
Steve Frederick.
Here.
And we have Frank Vargas and Sally Norris absent tonight. Just for the record.
Can I get someone to make a motion to approve the agenda?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second. Anyone with presentations or announcements? We don't have any. Lisa, Dawn, nothing? We're going to do a quick update, so probably what you want to talk about is there. Public comment, we do have a member of the public. And he does not want to speak. We're down already to our regular agenda. Might make it out here in 5 minutes. So we haven't had a meeting for a while, so I thought it would be good to do an update on the creek cleaning. Our last meeting was postponed due to COVID. And really Lisa, I think, and Lisa and Dawn took the lead on that, so maybe they could give us an update on what happened and what the future plans are. Go ahead, guys.
Well, we had a pretty good turnout. Quite a few people with chainsaws, and even some of the we had some of the Mormon group. They got involved. Some of the missionaries that were up here, and boys worked hard. It was good. It was a great effort. We got where the worst looking part, probably the most dangerous for the bridge, is getting rid of those big trees, and so we knocked a lot of that stuff down, so it looks a lot more presentable. Of course, there's more to do going all the way up to the dairy hole. That will have to be, that's some other time. We'll have to get another group together though. If we had, I think we got, Stacy got that extension maybe. We can go a little longer.
We have it all the way to what, January of next year?
I think so.
I have the
I
email.
thought it was,
Yeah, they
I
give us,
thought we were expanding it though.
they give us an extension until we get the one we want. So I think it's another year to get, we have a year to still do what we were doing. But in the
As long as we
meantime-
don't touch the creek bed.
Right. But we're obviously gonna get the real permit before that year. But he wanted to blanket the whole thing so we were able to do what we want to do.
I don't know. I guess you guys are kind of taking the lead. Are you motivated to do any more work in there? I thought it'd be raining by now, but
Right. And I think we just leave it till next year.
Yeah, because I think the end of next week, maybe we're gonna get some weather finally, pretty good pattern going, but, I know, talking to Stacy after we were done, and I was seeing yellow spots and, could hardly catch my breath, so I think Stacy, he said he had allergies, but I think it was just that worked a little out of shape, like but anyway, we gave it hell, and it was fun. It was great to have a lot of people together like that. We had a good time, and luckily no injuries or anything. Lisa still has we have the signed
Yeah, the waivers.
the waivers and everything. So yeah, I mean, unless someone wants to, to get together and go for it, we could probably just let it go. But hopefully we get that permit and do what we really want to do.
So,
there.
how many people do you think was down there at any given time? 20, 15?
There's probably 20 people.
Yeah,
We should get the list of waivers and maybe put that in the sewer newsletter of who did that and thank them all for doing that,
That's a good idea.
so the community all
okay,
knows.
yeah,
Yeah,
And
I
there-
wanted to find a way to thank them, it's amazing.
yeah.
And I mean, boy,
Yeah, it's good. And then we saw Kenny down there with the crew burning and doing what they did, so that was nice. He came and cleaned that up. So now we just need some big rains to wash that stuff out. Pretty good.
I just want to say, this is Sally Norris. I'm on the phone. Can anybody hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
thank you, Sally.
Okay.
Do you have any comments, Sally? Did you hear the update?
Yes, I didn't hear, I kind of had a mess trying to get through, but I didn't hear the update. But you did clean, I never got anything on email that you guys were going to do that. I never, until I heard it through.
I think she did it through Facebook.
newspaper. Yeah, no one ever told me that you guys were going to go down there and do that by the bridge.
Yeah, we had a couple days, maybe a day to get it organized.
Yeah, I just didn't know anything about it. I probably could have had people go down there. If I'd have known what it was, no one said anything to me.
Well, I think the positive thing that we found on this is that we know there's a way to get down there and clean it if we,
That's good.
without really getting a permit, a good hard permit in the future.
Yeah.
So I think we kind of decided, Sally, that there's probably not much more work that we can do this year. I think
No, I doubt that.
the crew that went down there did a pretty good job of at least making an attempt to do something.
Yeah.
So I think,
Next time.
thanks Dawn and Lisa for organizing that. I think we can give you credit for doing that.
Yeah, thank you, you guys.
I give everyone credit for that went down there and helped. That was nice, especially on a Thanksgiving weekend like that.
yeah.
Yeah,
So Janice, we have these waiver forms that we can,
yeah, Lisa has the names, so I can get them from her.
Yeah, I'll bring them down.
And next time we'll advertise in the newsletter that we need to get.
and we might be a little more organized. This all was kind of
Yes.
very expedited.
Right.
Just trying to do something. Okay, any other comments on the update of the creek cleaning?
No.
Okay, I'll move on to our next item, and that's an update on the actual stream alteration agreement. And we received an email from Ian, and maybe Stacy, do you recall what that email said? I have the email in front of me, but you were kind of communicating directly with Ian.
Read it if you got it.
Okay, I'll read it. So basically what Ian has said, and there was some kind of, I don't know which part of this email I should read, just due to the fact that there was a date that was wrong.
Right. He agreed that it was wrong, so he corrected it.
Did everyone get a chance to see the email? This was all the way back in early January, late December.
Yeah.
Don, Lisa, you guys saw this, Sally?
What email was that from?
It was from a response from Ian Ralston with the Fish and Wildlife Service.
I don't think I got that
Okay,
one.
we'll forward it on to you, but
Forward it to Sally.
it's not anything but just a quick update from Ian, just saying that he's going to take the next year and basically work on a full stream alteration agreement. That'll give us the ability to get in there and actually do some heavy work and maybe even move some of the material in the bottom of the creek bed.
And I did,
That's good.
and I did meet with the colonel, I believe it was, of the Army Corps of Engineers out of the Pentagon. He happens to live in Plymouth. And I met with him on a different subject, and I told him about our situation with the creek, and he says he's gonna give me some direct numbers to call that will help expedite what we need done, because he saw the problem too. So we got maybe another gun in our pocket to help us out, so we'll see how that goes.
Great.
So as Stacy was talking, I'm looking over this email, And really, the big thing is that he would like to give us a permit that's good for 5 years.
Yeah, which is great.
So, that's why it's taking a little bit longer for him to
Right.
do it, but he's thinking that the agreement, we might have it on February 26th of this year, is what his deadline is.
Yeah.
But,
And that permit is to even put masticators and dozers in there to reroute it. And the Army Corps of Engineer guy said that he's looking into the levee part, and he is going to put pressure on the state and the city, and if they both decline to maintain them, the Army Corps will come back in and do any repairs on them. So I gotta follow up on that too.
Yeah, that's great. Good news.
Yeah. Well, that's good, because anything we can do to keep the flow going better, that'll be wonderful.
Well, unfortunately, we're looking at a pretty dry year. We might not have to worry about water coming down the creek. But it could,
Let's hope for raining when, February, March, April.
well, hopefully we get some rain here this spring, but it's not,
I think it was 4 years ago, is when we had that real heavy rain in February, so maybe we'll do it again. Because we were out of town and our neighbor called us and said it almost went into our yard. And it was like 4 or 5, maybe 5 years ago.
well, Sally, I'll be the devil's
You
advocate.
know,
We didn't get a drop of rain last February.
no.
So I
That was
think
year before, but that
we could
was
go
2 years
either way.
ago. We're just hoping, maybe that will happen again. You know, we got to look forward. We're going to
Yeah.
get heavy rain in February, yeah.
Well, I think these are both positive updates. I'll forward the email to, or Janice, do you have this email?
I don't think I do.
I could forward it to you, and then if you want to resend it, but it's nothing really exciting, but one line from this Ian Ralston with the Fish and Wildlife Service, or California Fish and Wildlife, and basically saying they're working on it. They just have a process, which we knew they had a process. And so is there any other comments or any more of an update for the stream alteration agreement? Sounds like we've made some progress. Everybody's good?
Thank you for doing all the work you're doing, all the research you're doing. I think you're doing a good job.
Well, thank you. I think a lot of it could be, we can thank Stacy for putting in the time to meeting these people. And
I second that.
I'll third it.
so the next item on the agenda would be any member reports or agenda items, future agenda items. I was thinking before we had this meeting, and one thought was, our job isn't just the creek itself. If anybody wanted to start focusing on something else in the future, I know we had storm drains we talked about. I don't have the list in front of me, but we had a lot of concerns if somebody wants to start thinking about that. We know that the stream alteration agreement's going to be put on hold till probably next year. We really don't have a lot besides updates throughout the winter if somebody wants to start focusing on something else.
You can maybe bring up what was that thing with Fish and Game, or no? What was the group that will bring a sea container down for flood control?
Oh, that's right.
Maybe
That was
follow up on that.
was it the water board?
Water resource.
DWR.
There you go, yes.
Yeah, let's do a follow-up on that. That's a good future item.
So we have that.
Yeah, they offered and I emailed them and he never emailed me back. So I will do that tomorrow, just so I don't forget. But that's a good agenda item in the future. Does anybody else in the committee have anything that they want to start focusing on now that we're going into kind of a little pause during the winter? Hearing none.
I can't think of it.
I think during the stream alteration agreement, Stacy's, one of your big concerns was the actual drains, right? Where they're actually located?
Yes, and there's two people,
Storm drains?
Merv Bassini and, what's the other guy's name from Center Creek, Dad, that does,
Oh, shoot.
there's two guys that know where those pipes are that are buried under 5 foot of gravel. I'll think of who they are and I'll get a hold of them and maybe have them walk the creek with us and show us where those drains are.
Guess I can't do that.
Okay, well, great.
I'll think of his
I'll be
name.
in on that with you.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm writing this down. We've got the sea containers.
Did our new member show up, Frank? Is he on the line?
No, he's
No.
not.
Frank Vargas?
No, Frank is not.
Heard from him.
Not tonight.
So the other one that I want to bring up,
Are
Stacy.
are any of you in the
Council chamber?
city hall, or are we all on phone?
No, Stacy and I are in the city chambers.
Yeah, Steve and
Okay.
Stacy and I.
Is anybody on video? I'm just on phone.
The Vicari family is.
Yeah, Lisa and Dawn are on video.
Yeah,
So-
I phone, my phone would, I wouldn't pull up the video, probably my computer would, but it's not working good, so I don't know what it would do. But anyway, I can hear everybody talking, so that's good.
So Stacy, what's the deal with Caltrans in front of Tilly's? Didn't we have something that we were talking about that, where they were gonna
Lowering the
regrade the road?
street, but Ricky Johnson said they held it off for, I think it was supposed to happen this year, I think. But they moved it because evidently.
I don't wanna lose track of that. If we're sitting here looking at future items, I just wanna
But
keep
what I
pace with
heard,
that.
I could follow up with them, but I think in 2 years is when the SB money comes in here and they're gonna repave from like Highway 88 all the way through town, all the way to like Michigan Bar Road. And when they do that, they're gonna grind the whole thing out. I will check on, I think that's.
Well, this is something that I just wanna keep on
Yes.
our board of things to think about. Okay, does anybody else have anything that they want to put on there as future items? And it sounds like unless there's much changes, that we might be calling off the next meeting. Oh, you've got the public. What would you like to add, Mr. Public?
I was just gonna ask Stacy about the ditch behind the school.
Oh, that's right. The
Yeah,
culvert?
so we talked to Public Works and they won't do nothing with it, so I will go take the excavator when I get it back and clean it out. It's not like bad, but it could be a problem because the blackberries and all that it's got a grate on it, like a
Mhm.
grizzly,
Got a grizzly.
and it is about 3/4 exposed.
So why is it your responsibility to go clean this?
Because I'm the only one who knows how to run equipment evidently.
Whose responsibility is to clean the culvert?
I don't know, Lori McGraw, get in here. I don't want to speak.
But, well, the other one is down there, shoot where it ends, it goes out, oh God, I can't think of his name now. Geez, halfway down Marlette Street there. I can't even think of his name. What? The gal that walks all the time, geez, my main one.
Hank and Shirley?
Yeah,
Sure.
right next to their property, that drain where that pipe ends, it needs to keep kept clean, and it gets plugged once in a while, and then it backs up all Marlette Street.
There's a whole bunch of drainage in town that Public Works does not clean out. They go around and they clean like the leaves and drive the vacuum, but they do not go clean like the major
Yeah.
arteries that have been buried for years.
And I did talk to them about that drainage next to the school, and he told me that that is not city's property, that's the school's property. Is that incorrect?
I don't think that's school's property. I think it might be private property, but it's a city culvert, so.
And the bad thing, if it floods, it floods downtown.
Yeah.
That's the
You know what
bad
the
thing.
Methodist church is? The Methodist church in the school? They have, it floods through there, in the Marlette, where you turn like you're going around that Catholic church, that little side street there, it looks like a driveway, right in there, it usually floods too. I don't know if there's a drain there or not. They worked on that before, I've seen them out there working on it, but it floods.
The only other thing I would, since there is one on Shaky Lane, and you might be familiar with it, the one that spring runs down, they used to keep that clean, those two houses were, the one on the Tilly,
What's used on Tilly, so,
Mike?
Dale's name, can't think of the name though.
Oh, Bimini.
Vim's?
Yeah, that piece of land, there's one in there they used to keep clean too, and that takes part of that spring, it's a runoff that runs across there by Sutter Lane. I mean,
Maybe we can get the engineer to give us a map of all the storm drains and stick it on the wall,
Yeah.
of every storm drain.
Yeah.
Is that a member of the public talking before? Could he identify himself, please?
Oh, Larry Rhodes.
It's
Larry Rhodes.
He's laughing.
You can't tell by the voice?
You haven't heard me enough?
Those two are.
You don't come to enough council meetings, so thank you.
Oh, yeah, we can probably get a historic one from probably the 60s, because that'll have the accurate ones on it, because they don't trust the new ones.
You know, to keep kind of tasks for this committee, I do like the idea, let's get a map of the storm drains.
Yeah.
Because I think when we were put onto this committee, that was one of our responsibilities.
Yeah.
And then maybe Lori, hate to point the finger at you, but who's responsible for these things?
Public Works. Public Works is
I
responsible.
guess the next question is, why aren't they cleaning them? And we have to send poor little Stacy out there with his mini excavator to get sued.
Well, I think that once we identify them, I think we need to address it
Yeah.
with them and have them.
Yeah.
I don't think that was ever done before.
Yeah.
Right, so.
Right.
Well, if we have a map or a good, we could use Google Earth even, and work through
Identify
you
all.
as the manager and identify what's the city's responsibility, what's the school's responsibility, because you got people like Larry going, you're flooding over here, and everybody's pointing the finger at somebody else to clean it.
I'm familiar.
Yeah. Ultimately, it's probably gonna be the city's responsibility. That's the way this stuff works. I heard two rumors that somebody thought it was the Caltrans responsibility. Is that right?
But that's the outlet of the culvert probably would be, because that's where it comes out, is on Caltrans right away.
Yeah.
But
Well, let's just work together to try to fix it. All right, so we have some items. I'll keep these as my notes going forward, but any other future agenda items? Okay. Just like I said, about 20 minutes. I'm going to adjourn it.
Perfect.
No other comments? No public? Larry? All right.
Anything that anybody, you need research or anything, I'm always here and available. So anytime you need anybody to call people or do anything, I'm available. So you can always ask me.
Okay, thank you, Sally.
Thank you.
All right, I adjourn at 6:25.
Bye.
Good to there.
Just.